Intentional leaks of classified information for political gain is grossly irresponsible. Intelligence leaks in Washington are not a new phenomenon, but in the past 2 months, the dam seems to have broken. There's been details of secret shipment of F-22s to the United Arab Emirates. Sources there told me that was incredibly damaging and frankly said to me, hey, look, why does the U.S. have such loose lips? There was also the discovery of the Saudi Arabian double agent in the foiled bomb plot in Yemen. His life is now at risk. Last week, we heard about President Obama's secret kill list. Many are questioning the release of secret information surrounding the killing of Osama bin Laden himself. Are these leaks politically motivated? It's a crucial question, and if they are, whoever it is, no question, should be held responsible. Representative Peter King is the chairman of the House Committee on Homeland Security, and he is out front tonight. Good to see you, Chairman. And let me just ask you the key question here. John Kerry has just come out a few moments ago saying the allegation that the White House could have been involved in these leaks or have authorized these leaks is not close to reality. Incredibly strong words. He said there is not a single Democrat in government in the White House who would have done such a thing or did such a thing. Do you think it's politically motivated?
Erin, it's certainly, whether it's politically motivated or not, it has to be coming from the White House, coming from the administration. This goes back 2 years ago at the Times Square bomber when they leaked out the identity of the bomber before the police had a chance to go after him. He heard about it and he took off from the airport, and he took heavily armed guns with him, which could have put the NYPD at risk. Then we had the bin Laden raid last year where they were spilling out information which Secretary Gates was furious about. Then we find the Stuxnet arrangement, which I'm not even at liberty to talk about, the drone attacks, the bomb plot out of Yemen several weeks ago. This stuff is pouring out. Now, there's always going to be some leaks, either accidentally or intentionally, and usually it's one item or two items. But this is coming, I mean, this is verbatim quotes they're giving from the Oval Office. It talks about Joe Biden saying the Israelis were the ones responsible for the mistakes with Stuxnet. It talks about how the president sits there going over the list, and he's thinking about St. Thomas More and St. Augustine when he's going to authorize drone attacks. The Yemen bomb plot, which no one knew about. No one in the Congress knew about it, and yet somehow the media found out, the Associated Press found out about it, and this puts us at risk, not just as far as the people involved in these plots on our side, but also our allies who are now very reluctant to deal with us and work with us.
All right, but I mean, the allegations that you're making are, I mean, it sounds like from what you're saying, I don't put words in your mouth, but what I'm hearing is, well, if someone knows what's going on in the president's mind or Joe Biden's mind, that means it came from them. I mean, that's an incredibly serious charge to make.
Well, it is. I mean, if you're talking about conversations amongst very small numbers of people in the Oval Office or in the with the National Security Council in the Situation Room, we're talking about the people closest to the president. This isn't a big political gathering. We're talking about people who have top secret clearances, and it should be easy enough to find out who was at these meetings. And when it comes out verbatim, what's being said, who authorized what, how the program was begun, why it was continued, why it was discontinued, I mean, that has to come from people close to the president. If the reporters are to be believed at all, this has to come from the people at the very highest level. There's nobody else this could have come from, especially when things, when quotes are exact and direct.
Okay, but sometimes people use quotes of kind of what they hear may have been direct, and they, you know, they're reporting, but it's not perfect. It could be a CIA agent leaking a lot of this. It could be someone with a beef to pick, and combined with other conversations where people say, look, the president takes this so seriously and to heart when he thinks about national security and what to do with drones. He thinks of St. Thomas More, right? I mean,
okay,
and that wouldn't be the president doing something treasonous like leaking the information at all.
Well, when I'm saying treasonous, I'm saying being irresponsible and being careless, whether it's the president or the people closest to him. Again, when you have discussions about what went on in the Situation Room, which is such a limited number of people who were there, that has to come from people close to the president. They have to know who it was. And it's similarly with the drones, with the Stuxnet, all of that is so highly classified, and the way the information was delivered in the New York Times, in the books, it's clearly come from people right around the president. For instance, in the Stuxnet story, when Joe Biden says it's the Israelis, they're the ones who had to do that, this was an Oval Office conversation discussing compromise of one of the most sensitive programs, if we have it. I'm not even at liberty to talk about whether we have it or not, but if we have it, you have the Vice President of the United States being quoted directly. Who else could have been in the room? You're talking about a handful of people.
All right, well, thank you very much, Representative Peter King. We appreciate it. This is going to be an issue that's going to get a lot more conversation, is try to figure out what was leaked and by whom. And now